All right, check this out. I got one more message. I was just sitting here and thinking, and this one don't come from the Bible. This one come from me. If you got something you want to say, you got something that you feel needs to be said, then speak up and say that. You know, because who gonna say it if you don't say it? You the only person with your mind. You the only person with your heart. You are the only person that can say things the way that you gonna say them. You're the only person that could deliver that message. You know. Hold on, he's coming over here with the lawnmower. Give me 1 second. They cut the they cut the yard on every Thursday. Let's take a breath. Ooh, that felt good. I'm gonna take one more breath. Okay, listen. Thank you, God. Okay, so the reason why I say speak up, I say that because we, you know, as a people, especially in this place, you know what I'm saying, where I am in the States, work so much. Everybody's working. But the true work of the Most High, the true work of the Creator, is to bring people to Christ, right? To let people know about Christ and the life of Christ and where we fit in the grand scheme of everything that's going on in this world. And it's like there's no big I's and little U's. It's all I and I. So if we all have the same potential and we all have the same divine spark of the Most High, the Creator within you, then we all have the same uh, ability to either, do right by one another, to be honest and be truthful, and to be helpful to ourselves and to one another. We also got free will. We want to fuck over the next person and get over and just lie and be deceiving, we can also do that as well. It's like God is in you. You know what I'm saying? God is not telling you do this or do that. Like, you're telling you to do this or do that. So the reason I say speak up is because if you have something to say, I can't say whether you have something good or bad to share, because that's only my perspective of about what's being shared. But if you have something, anything that you want to share, it is your duty to speak up and to say that. Because if you don't say what you have to say, people won't know like who you are. You know what I'm saying? People won't feel your expression. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if we all vibrations, as we vibrate, and our vibrations go out into the world, they create other vibrations. It's like a ripple effect. And if we don't know who we are, we don't know how to balance our voice and really bring ourselves together, really remember who we are as a being, as a person, as a complete energy being, and call back all your energy to you, your voice gets distorted and your vibration is not heard properly. So I made this video to say, know yourself and sit still long enough to hear your own voice. You know what I'm saying? Not online, not through music, not through your friends, not through, the people that you came here through, not through, a person that you may be dating, not through, your nieces, nephews, children's, cousins. You know what I'm saying? Know your own voice and know, like, it's okay to speak, especially if you have something you feel in your heart is worth sharing to the next person that could help them, or lead them in the right direction, or some type of truth, that could expose something and shed light on things. Like, as for me, I can only share my own truth. I've been promiscuous. I've been on drugs. I've been a liar. I've been a deceiver. I've been a lot of things that were not on the righteous side of things. And I could come up with millions of different excuses as to why I was behaving the ways that I was behaving. You know what I'm saying? I could blame it on spiritual things. I could blame it on trauma. I could blame it on the way that I grew up. Or, I could just take full accountability and just say that was me expressing a darker side of myself. And I pray for forgiveness for anyone that I have affected or shifted in the wrong way through living in my lower self. Because I do know there's plenty of good people that were brought into my life, through the Most High and by the grace of God, that I didn't give a fair shot, or I didn't live up to the potential that the relationship was bringing, because I was still in a lower state, and I was still in a state of fear, and a state of not accepting myself fully, a state of not fully knowing my power and fully respecting the power that I was given. So if God is a God of grace and second chances, even on my second chance, and my third chances and fourth chances, fifth chances. I made bad decisions, which brought me to where I am now today, and which is why I have the opportunity to speak up and to be clear and transparent. I do that because that's just the way to be, like for me. And I don't want to give off a vibe that I know it all. I don't want to give off a vibe as if, I'm wiser than anyone. But I do want to let it be known that the things that I did in my lower state, I have no intention to move like that currently. I have no intention to go back to that person that I was, you know. And I know that karma just keep going, it's continuous. So anything that I ever done that was outside of the will of the Most High, that was outside of righteousness, outside of the greatest good, I have to hold myself accountable for, and I have to be responsible for that energy. And I am. And I say that to say I'm also responsible for how I continue to live my life and what I do with the rest of the time that I have here. So I'm doing my best to live without an ego. I'm doing my best to not rely on drugs, to not rely on sex, to not rely on music, to not rely on third party situations or things outside of myself, to not see with these two eyes, but to feel things with my heart. And I meditate daily on having a heart more like Christ and living a life more like Yahshua. So with that being said, there's no discrepancy. There's no confusion. There's only clarity. I want peace, and if I can't have peace, then at the least, I just want an authentic life. I want a genuine life. And I'm going to keep my heart open for Christ and closed on just being selfish, the bad selfish. I ain't got too much else to say. It's kind of more serious video. But things I needed to say, I said them. And yeah, just do your best, man. Nobody is perfect. But we can do our best to strive to be. We can do our best to show something worthwhile, man, because there's people out here watching, like, there's children, there's young souls out here watching this. It's even older ones that everybody's looking to get an example of what it means to be like Christ, because nobody's going to come out the sky. Christ lives within each one of us. So it's on us to show what that truly looks like and what that really is and what it means. So have a good day. Meditate on the word. Be kind. Excuse me. Whoa. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. It does make a difference. Yeah. Be that example that you wish to see. Peace in.